Hey guys, welcome back again. So in this video, let's see that how do we change the menu items according to the state of the application. So for this example, let's handle the login and logout state. So if we are logged in, we do not want to see this login item here inside the overflow menu. And then if we are logged out, then we do not want to see this logout button. Instead, we only want to see this login button and vice versa. So if we go to our application here, we see that I've created a new application with an empty activity. And the min SDK version is 16 as we can see here. And now let's close this. And if we go to our activity main.xml file, here I have a text view and this is a switch. So this text view's ID is text view and the switch's ID is this M switch. And now let's go to the main menu.xml file. And here we simply have two items here. That is the login item and the logout item. And if you don't know that how to create a menu, then you can watch my video that is linked above. So now let's go to our main activity, and here we simply get a reference to our text view and the switch. Then we have find those text views and that switch, and then I have set this on check change listener on my switch. That is this checkbox here, or this switch here. That is this switch. So now let's go back here again, and here I have inflated my menu. That is this main menu which contains two items, action login and action logout. So this is the menu which is inflated in this on create options menu, and then inside the on options item selected, I have simply make a toast here that says login and logout according to the item that was clicked. So let's go back to our application inside the emulator and let's see currently what it does. That this toggle switch only shows us a toast here whether the checkbox is checked or whether it is not checked. So we can see that here. And if we click on these items, that is login item, we see login here. And if we click on logout item, we see logout here. So now let's see that how do we handle the state in that application, that is the login state and the logout state. So here inside our main activity, what I'll do, I'll create a boolean here which will contain the state of our application, whether the user is logged in or whether he is logged out. So it would be a boolean and the name would be is logged in. And initially it would be false like this. And now what I'll do, I'll create a new method here which will update the UI. That is, it will update the UI according to this switch here. That is, if it is off, then this text view would say logged out. And if that checkbox is on, then this text view would say logged in. So let's do that. And then we'll see that how to show only one of these buttons. So let's go here. And here, firstly, what I'm going to do, I'm going to create a new method that is called update UI. So private void update UI. And now inside this method that is update UI, I'll change the text of the text view. So let me also increase the font size. So text view dot set text, and the text would be according to this boolean variable here. That is whether the user is logged in or whether he is not logged in. So firstly, let me create a text here. So string text equal to is logged in. So if he is logged in, then the text would say logged in, or otherwise it would say logged out. And guys, this is a ternary operator I'm using here. It is like if this value is true, then this text would contain this thing here, and if this value is false, then this text would contain this thing here. So it's better to write in ternary operator here because if else would take 4 lines and this takes only single line here. And now we'll set the text of the text view accordingly. So we'll simply say text view dot set text. And now when do we want to call this method, that is update UI? We want to call this method on the first run, that is inside the on create method. So we'll call this update UI here from here itself, that is on create method, and we'll also call this method that is update UI whenever we change the state of the switch. That is, we are changing the state of the switch from on to off and off to on. So instead of making a toast, we'll also call this method that is update UI whenever the switch state is changed. So now let's run this application and let's see that if we are able to see that logged in and logged out inside our text view. So currently we see that we are logged out. And now if we change the state of the switch, and we are seeing this that is logged out again because we haven't changed the value of this is logged in boolean according to the state of the switch here. So before calling update UI, we'll say is logged in equal to is checked. That is the state of the switch. So now let's run this application, and now we'll be seeing the text box or the text view change according to the switch. So currently we are logged out and now we are logged in. So we are logged out and now we are logged in. So now to handle this case here, that is to show the menu items accordingly whether the user is logged in or logged out, we'll use the same boolean variable, that is logged in. So now to do that, what we'll do, we'll override one more method here. That is, currently we only have two methods here, that is on create options menu and on options item selected. And now we'll override one more method, and that is on prepare options menu. So on prepare options menu, and here what we'll do, we want to remove an item depending on the state of this is logged in boolean variable. So to remove an item, what we can do, we can remove an item like this. So menu, that is this menu that is passed here, menu dot remove item, and here we need to pass in the ID, and the ID we want to remove would depend on the state of this is logged in boolean variable. So what we can do something like this, that is if is logged in, then we want to remove some item. So let me paste it here, and else we want to remove another item. So menu dot remove item, and if the user is logged in, then we want to remove the logout button. So we can say r.id.action logout or action login, because we want to remove the login button because the user is already logged in, or if he's not logged in, we want to remove the logout button. So r.id.logout, like this. And now again, this if else statement can be simplified into only a single line statement using the ternary operator, as we have used this thing here. So we can do that very easily. So we can comment this out and we can use our ternary operator. So menu dot remove item, and here what we want to remove, firstly we'll check if he's logged in. So if he's logged in, then what we want to remove, we want to remove the login button. So r.id.action login. Or if he's logged out, then we want to remove r.id.logout, like this. So we see that the use of ternary operator is so useful that instead of writing five lines of code, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, we are only writing a single line of code, and it is much easier to read and much easier to manage later down the line when your application gets large. And now we need to call one more method from inside our update UI, which makes this on prepare options menu to trigger. So that method is invalidate options menu. So we can simply say invalidate options menu. And now if we run our application, we'll be seeing our menu according to the state of our application, whether the user is logged in or logged out. So currently we are logged out, and this switch is in the office state. And if we go to our menu, we see that we are getting login here. And now once we log in, so we are logged in now, and now we see that we are getting this thing here, that is logout. So we can change the state again. We are logged out, so we'll be getting login here. And if we again change it to logged in, so we are getting here logout. And why do we need to call this method here, that is invalidate options menu? So let's go to the docs here, and we see that on Android 3 and higher, the option menu is considered to be always open when the menu item is presented inside the app bar. And therefore, whenever we want to call this method, that is on prepare options menu, firstly we need to make a call to this invalidate options menu, so that the system would call on prepare options menu to prepare the menu. So that is why we are using this method here, that is invalidate options menu, inside this update UI, because we want to update the UI according to the state of the checkbox. So guys, that's all about this video. So if you have liked the video, do hit the like button, and if you haven't subscribed to our channel, do subscribe to my channel, and if you want, you can support me on patreon.com. I'll provide the link in the description below. So thank you, bye bye, tata, take care, and have a good day.